The Russians have legit created a submarine with high tech named the Sevastopol, which is capable of literally passing through any territory without being traced or detected. Not even by the satellite.
One might even say, miraculously.
However, and this is a spoiler, the Americans, of course, have figured out their plans and corrupted their tech with a virus. Before the Russians know it, they are faced off with an enemy submarine which has them in crossfire. Only issue is that, once they retaliated with the missiles, the submarine disappears almost like it was never there, and as for the missile, it literally redirects itself straight at the Sevastopol and all hell goes loose. Lives lost, key to the high-tech abandoned, and a new highly entity living in the network has been created. Of course the Americans are all over the case as they are on a strife, as the key capable of controlling this new entity that was created by the virus used on the Sevastopol has been split into two, and one half is with a rogue agent, Lisa Faust, who is sent after by Ethan Hunt by the American government as an undercover agent to get the key from the agent. But Ethan, being an old ally of Lisa, doesn't follow plan and rather helps her escape the assassination attempt on her. He pays the governmental leaders a visit, specifically the man who created the hit Ghost Club he belongs to, gain an understanding on what exactly the key unlocks. There he learns that every single government from all around the world is trying to get the key in order to control the entity, a systematic consciousness that writes its own codes, capable of literally anything that is digitally ran. There he realizes how dangerous it is and makes it his mission to destroy the entity even if his government is against that. He leaves and finds his old crew where they scheme up a plan on how to steal the other half of the key. Apparently, they can only authenticate the other half of the key being real using the half they have. They head out to an airport where a buyer is supposed to buy the half they have as they plan on stealing both keys, but plans change when a lady, Grace, swipes the key from the buyer and messes up their plans. Also, the American government has sent out agents to capture Hunt, and they are already roaming the airport, as well as a bomb being planted in the airport by a mysterious man working for the entity. The team are split up. Ethan tries to catch the lady and make her return the key. Although he loses her, Benji Dunn tries to stop the bomb from blowing off, although it's empty, and Luther navigates the team around the airport to avoid the Americans' agents. Ethan, unwilling to give up, tracks down Grace and eventually meets her in Venice. However, they are met with the forces of both the American agents and the entity's agents. Before this, Grace reveals that the White Widow is her employer and wants the key, already having the other half. She escapes from Ethan again and heads to party where the White Widow is waiting to buy the key off Grace, but she is not alone. Gabriel, an agent of the entity, is also present to get the key. Ethan arrives as well as Lisa. Ultimately, a fight occurs and chaos erupts as the entity has already planned out the whole night. Ethan is misguided by the entity while Lisa tries to save Grace from Gabriel but ends up losing her life. Oh, by the way, Gabriel is revealed to have killed Ethan's first love, which makes Ethan more angry and traumatized. Thankfully though, Grace escapes and decides to join Ethan's team. They then come up with their final plan to get both keys from the White Widow. But first, they must create a mask that makes Grace look just like the White Widow. A transaction is to take place on a train between the White Widow and the Americans, specifically, him. Before they meet though, Grace meets the White Widow and attacks her, stealing the other half of the key. She heads to the American government with the plan to betray Ethan but changes her mind and tries to escape with the key. Ethan comes just on time to save her and beat up the bad guys, I think. But before this whole ordeal, Gabriel had already sabotaged the train and now it's heading towards its doom. Gabriel manages to get the key but Ethan faces off with him. Just when Ethan has the chance to kill him, he is stopped by the American government agents, giving Gabriel the chance to escape. However, after escaping he realizes that Ethan had stolen full key from him and replaced it with a lighter. Ethan as well as Grace on the other hand are now tasked with saving everyone from dying by stopping the moving train. The bridge explodes, but before the train could crash, the first chamber is released. The force however keeps the train going, but ultimately everyone is saved. At the last part, Ethan learns about the Sevastopol and escapes the American government. What do you think? Let me know if you've watched the movie. Don't forget to share and follow me for more movie recaps. Thanks.